So in this video, I'm going to show you guys a mod that I think will get at least some of you to reinstall Fallout 4 simply to play. This is going to be another episode or iteration of 5 of the coolest mods of the past week, which is fairly self-explanatory. It's 5 of the coolest mods of the past week. This video being a little bit special, since I didn't cover anything from last week, this video is going to cover 2 weeks, so a bit misleading, but whatever, it's fine. If you guys do enjoy the content or want to see more things like this, you can leave a like or subscribe. But with all that, let's just jump into this first mod that I think a lot of you guys are going to really enjoy. So first we have a mod called Project Valkyrie. This is a massive mod, as I alluded to in the intro of this. What it's going to be is a new quest mod, but I feel like just calling it that is not giving it enough credit. This is going to bring to the table new quests, new companions, new experiences in Fallout 4, and what I would say is one of the coolest aspects of this are alternate endings to the game itself. Even though it does implement a bunch of new quests into the story, it does so in a way that it kind of tacks on to Fallout 4's existing story and lore. This mod's coming from the same mod authors that brought you Fusion City Rising, as well as Outcasts and Remnants. As I do with covering quest mods, I'm going to show you a little bit of the first parts of this quest, my just getting started with it, and then maybe some from the trailer or something else, because I don't want to spoil too much with you. But this mod is going to bring literally hours of new experience to Fallout 4, new quests, and just listen to some of the dialogue. It is so well done.
Hey.
You'd better have a damn good reason for being here. Are you lost or something?
How did you end up in there?
If I told you, you'd think I was crazy. Then again, you are standing in front of a naked woman locked in an abandoned insane asylum, so yeah.
That tends to be the area where mods falter the most, but not this one. It really does sound good and consistent almost throughout the entire mod. Obviously some instances are better than others, but it's always pretty good. This mod's going to take you to new places and again give you new experiences. There's going to be 20 quests integrated into this, with some of them being a little bit more main and central to the story, and it is without a doubt one of those mods that's a little bit more adult. There definitely will be some mature themes throughout this, and it's not for the faint of heart, just like some of these guys' past mods. But again, my favorite part about this are the alternate endings. It kind of breaks Bethesda's mold that it created for Fallout 4 and gives you new options to finish the game, hence reinstalling the game and starting a new playthrough. It gives you new options to kill or imprison Preston, actually get the Brotherhood to set up checkpoints around the Commonwealth, kind of like what they talk about doing, and even go as far as to get synth versions of Nora and Nate. This is without a doubt one of the coolest mods to come out for Fallout 4 in a long while, and it is, I think, very deserving of a totally new playthrough to get to experience this. But then we do have the port report of the week, that with Cross 2077. This came out last week on PC, but it was just ported over and re-released on Xbox One. It's going to bring a ton of super iconic outfits that will appear in Cyberpunk 2077, but with a more Fallout take on them. The main appeal of this mod is the unique aesthetic on these outfits, so if you think it's going to look cool on your character, you can find a link to download it down below on PC and Xbox One. But this port report is going to be brought to you by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is going to be one of the best online counseling services currently on the internet. For a very affordable rate, you're going to be able to talk to literally thousands of healthcare professionals that can pretty much suit whatever problem you're having. Whether it's depression, anxiety, or some other mental health issue, BetterHelp can solve that. One of my favorite aspects about it is actually you can choose how you want to interact with the counselors, whether it just be text chat, voice chat, or even full-on face cam. You can find a link down below as to where you can sign up, and I would recommend you do so. Even if you don't want to pay for anything, just give it a try, check out what they have to offer, and see if you're interested. Then we do have the USS Constitution HD, and I'm covering this as a singular mod, but really my purpose here is to shout out Luxor8071 and show you one of his mods, but tell you about all of these crazy HD mods he's been releasing. I personally found the USS Constitution one to be particularly interesting because it's a very notable object in Fallout 4. I again think the visual improvements are quite noticeable, but in addition to the USS Constitution HD, he also released like 7 or 8 other HDs ranging from quarries, statues, caves, rubbles, and trash piles. And just released yesterday, you could actually download all of these in a really nice and concise all-in-one that I would recommend doing. So this is one that's a little bit difficult to cover because there's really not much to show. PrivateProfileRedirector F4 is going to make it so Fallout 4 performs better, loads faster, and well, yeah, those two things, but those are two pretty massive things. This is going to be one of those mods where your performance will vary. For my system, I didn't actually notice a huge improvement, which may initially make me reluctant to give this mod a shout out. But that's just my very specific use case. It might be because I'm using an ENB running Fallout 4 on an SSD, SSD or just the kind of equipment I am using. A lot of people using this mod, and this is all from the comments on the mod page, talked about how if they were using a hard drive disk, so not an SSD, they saw load times that were literally twice as fast. For me, Fallout 4 load times are ridiculous. One thing I actually noticed that was improved is with autosaving. Before using this mod, autosaves took significantly longer than after using this mod. But all in all, I'm not going to get into the technicality of what this is doing behind the scenes because I'll simply embarrass myself, and at the end of the day, there's really no downside to using this. Even if it only gives you a marginal improvement like it is for me, it's still an improvement, and it's free and not hurting your system in any way. Then we have the Pancor Jackhammer. This is going to be a new weapon mod for Fallout 4, and what it's going to bring to the table is this very iconic gun that you've probably seen in quite a few video games over the years. For me, I remember this thing in Battlefield. I think in some of the more modern ones, but also I remember back playing Battlefield 2 and seeing this gun appear. So in Fallout 4, it definitely has its issues. Watching the gameplay, they'll immediately stand out to you. The animations aren't perfect, the way it's held in your character's hand isn't perfect, but if this isn't a guilty pleasure, I don't know what is. It is a blast to use this thing, and the animations aren't horrible, it definitely is usable. It's going to be fully automatic, so you can take down enemies extremely quick with this, but even beyond that, it actually provides a plethora of different shell types for you to take advantage of and actually load into this thing. You have these standard slugs, dragon's breath, and even explosive rounds, but even things that are a little bit odder, like shock rounds that will basically paralyze enemies in place. Yes, I know it's not the most polished mod in the world, but it definitely is a lot of fun to use in the game, and for that reason, I cover it, and I would definitely recommend giving it a try. So yeah, it's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. This is typically the part where I'll give you guys this like fun fact of some sort, but again, with school looming, doing psych fun facts got a little bit too real. I'm actually going to resume with these probably next week because I do have classes then, and I'll probably just start doing psych fun facts as I literally learned them in class like I kind of did last semester. Either way, as always, again, I thank you all for watching. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found some useful mods. Again, links to everything I just showed you down below in the description. But with that, I also hope to see you all next time. Later.